Seeing a player break out into a superstar form in his 5th season is something that the NBA is not used to seeing. We saw Luka Doncic become this player in his 2nd season. It took Jason Tatum 3 years to become a superstar, and same with Ja Morant. Usually when players stay in the same range with all their numbers for 3 years in a row, if they're not a superstar by then, that usually won't change. For example, Jaylen Brown for the last 3 years has averaged 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Those are amazing numbers, but people, especially last summer during the playoffs, try to put him in the same conversation as Jason Tatum, and I think we all know how that's currently aging. It's pretty clear on who's a superstar and who's the all-star and the second option. But this case, it's a weird one. Something that hasn't been done in a while. We're currently seeing a player who's averaged 22 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds a game in the last 3 seasons take a massive leap and is slowly becoming a perennial superstar in the league. You already know what I'm talking about as you clicked in the video. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. For those of you that don't know much about him, SGA was picked 11th by the Charlotte Hornets and was then traded to the Clippers on draft night. The 6'7" combo guard from Kentucky showed flashes of being a legitimate star, but very few people thought he would be this good going into the draft. After having a solid rookie year with the Clippers, in which he averaged 11 points in the regular season, he also had a slight playoff rise in the 6 games he played against the Warriors, averaging 14 points and shooting 47% from the field. The Clippers later on got eliminated by the Western Conference Finals winners, and later on that season, Shai took part of one of the craziest offseasons the league has ever seen. After Kawhi left the Raptors and took his ring with him, he decided he would want to play at home and join the Clippers. But he wouldn't do so until the Clippers traded for another star, in which they did. They sent Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, and a whopping 5 first-round picks to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Paul George to form a new duo in LA. Fast forward 4 years later, Shai is now averaging 31 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds a game. He's currently driving to the rim at an historic pace of 25 drives per game, and his conversion rate is 72% near the rim, which is insane to me because of the spacing the Thunder have to offer for him isn't the best, and he also has a mid-range shooting percentage of 56% throughout these games. The Thunder were projected to have the 2nd worst record in the league, especially after losing Chet Holmgren, their first-round draft pick, and so far the Thunder are just 8-13, which is not bad considering this team was only projected to win 26 games the whole season. But this isn't new with SGA. Throughout most of last season, he was dealing with injuries, but during a healthy stretch of last year, SGA averaged 29 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds from game from January to March. For the last 3 years, Shai has consistently been one of the best finishers in the league, and his craftiness and 6'7" height make it so easy for him to get through guards, and his change of pace and patience to shoot the ball make it difficult for anyone to guard him at the hoop. In the start of the season, Shai has already drawn 70 shooting fouls, with most of them being at the rim, which is currently at an amazing pace this season. To put this in perspective, the only other guards that are nearing this number are Ja Morant and Luka Doncic, as they are both in that range for fouls drawn. Shai does not shoot the 3-ball often, but when he does, it goes in. He's currently shooting 36% from 3, but I'm sure this number will drop as his volume goes up and he shoots it more. Shai currently has an on-court plus-minus of 2.9, which means when he's on the court, the Thunder are outscoring teams by that number. And he's on the court constantly keeping them in games. When players are on very bad teams like this one, usually their on-court plus-minus is in the negatives due to them not playing in very close games. He also has an on- and off-court plus-minus of 9.8, which just shows how much value he adds to the Thunder team when he's on the floor compared to when he's not. Usually when players have these crazy breakouts, especially at the guard position, usually there are negatives on defense and don't add much value to teams. But SGA this season is by far putting on his best defensive season of his career so far. He's currently averaging 2 steals per game, which is 4th in the league, and averaging 1.4 blocks per game, which is top 20 in the league. I know these stats will usually prove why someone is a good defender, but Shai has all the film to prove why he's taken a massive leap defensively, and his off-ball defense has improved a lot also. Top 3 in scoring, top 4 in steals, tier 1 in efficiency for guards is not something everyone has projected for Shai, but I'm glad I stayed on this hype train for the last 3 years, as now Shai has finally woken up the league. I'm happy to say that the Thunder have found their first star since Russell Westbrook, and I can't imagine how happy the Thunder front office is to have made this trade with the Clippers and to have Chet Holmgren in the lab right now, recovering from his injury and improving every day. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe as I'm currently on the road to becoming a consistent content creator day by day.